I want to get married, but like spiritually.
So
like,
okay, it's called a commitment ceremony. I was thinking the same
commitment
thing.
ceremony.
Okay, and let me chime in when y'all get through. Go
Like
ahead.
I don't want to sign the paper. Like, I don't want it to be. Why we gotta go to the law to get married? Like I don't want them in my business.
You don't
like,
have to, right?
Okay, so that's funny you say that because I looked it up because
She said who?
I was thinking the same thing. I looked it up. I was like, what is it? I don't want to be out here fornicating, but I want to be married under God for the rest of my life, you know. But I want to have my person. It's called a commitment ceremony. It's under God, but it's not under law. And I was like, so
Okay,
that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
No, that's not what we doing. That's not what we doing.
Okay,
because when something go down with your man, you want them to call you. And you want to be able to handle it. No, they ain't. Not no spiritual, nothing. Nobody calling you for that. Let me tell y'all what had happened. Let me tell you. Because I was married almost 9 years. And what I loved most about it was it bound out everything and everybody else in a lot of ways. And I think it also has to be, it has to be looked at in a lot of manners because number one, you can make your marriage by law be what you want it to be. Y'all sit down and work out the paperwork for it to be that. For it to be, if you want to keep financial split, if you want to keep certain things separated, if you want to keep, work that paperwork out because listen, my ex-husband was in a car accident that almost killed him. And he didn't wake up to say who to call or what to do. And I was able to come in and be there and take, they're not calling you because you spiritually married.
Oh, I see what you're
So there's a whole lot up under that law that is very important. It was very important that, you know, when we got divorced, he didn't want to be divorced, but because we got married for the right reasons in the midst of the divorce, none of the wrong things played a part. We didn't fight over any money. I asked for nothing, he asked for nothing, and that was that. And that's why we have a mutual respect now that remains amicable. I know everybody can't do that. So what I would say, because we never had a prenup or paperwork, anybody that know me for real know I don't need that.
Yeah.
Not me. Now, I haven't been married but once.
Right.
I'm
Now,
just
what would you do the
speaking
second
to
time?
that. The second time I would do the same thing I did the first time. Because, I mean, it's how I feel, it's what I believe, and I'm not saying that works for everybody, but if the concern is some of the things that happen under the law, then work it out and write it out so that it's there.
I think what it is that
I want your last name.
I heard
Give it to me. My daddy got sons. Get gone change it.
I heard so many bad things about marriage, and I didn't grow up like in a household with like my mama and daddy. And then the man that was around, he was a terrible man to my mama. So like, I don't even know what a real marriage looks like. You know, like I don't understand it. So to me, in my head, all I know is like bad stories of people being married and.
But we know bad stories of people having kids and baby daddies. We know bad stories of people going together.
But you can't really come in time. You can't. What can you do? Because you got a baby. I mean nothing. But if you marry and we have a bad divorce. Are you gonna come take my money?
There's ways to protect yourself.
But if your
from
baby
that.
daddy sign your birth certificate, if they want to be problematic, they can be problematic there too. That is law binding.
How about coming to get the kid? Because you could come
Or
get
fighting for the kid.
You can
You ain't giving your son up. You be somewhere crying, cussing. I'll be watching your 45-minute rant like, damn. I ain't even I ain't talking about for the weekend. I ain't talking about for the weekend. When they want to be, if somebody wants to be problematic, they can be problematic with whatever piece of your life you give them. Make your marriage what you want it to be. If you want to do a spiritual ceremony, I'll celebrate that with you too. But mama not doing that. Somebody gonna have to give me their name.
I agree.
Yeah, and we gonna work out
what you said, so we can work out the paperwork.
Yeah, now you break it down like that.
It's different. Like, it sounds different. Like just have it to
there
where.
are many ways to do it. I have many friends that have been married and divorced just as quietly as I was. By the time it was in the news that I was getting divorced, I was divorced.
Wow.
It was done. And I didn't make it messy. And I think also the way that I mother and the way that I handled things with him, he respected and he reciprocated. I'm not saying that happens with everybody, but that was the blessing in my situation.
Yeah.
But I also think because it all started with nothing but love. It wasn't about, because I don't need anybody to secure me. I've been securing me since I was 12.
Right.
So we won't even let it be that. But I feel like if you want to do it, you can make everything in the paperwork say what you want to say. We do it with contracts.
Yeah,
and people now will say, like I have somebody very close to me that's like, oh, I'm never getting married. It's the worst contract written by a man. I say, rewrite it. You get in business with these Negroes every day, and you're excited to do it, but you're afraid to do it with me. So for me, the next person I'm with, if I don't mean enough to you for you to change my last name, and we can sit down and work that out if that makes you more comfortable. If I don't mean enough, I don't want to be there, because I'm not about to be going together 10, 20, 30 years. I just can't do it. Now, in my younger days, I was really okay with it, but there's a certain level of responsibility and connection, and it forced us to have conversations that normally you wouldn't, because when I couldn't stand for myself, he had to stand for me. When I was sick and I was out for a while, I had some different things happen that I wasn't prepared for. I didn't even know I had endometriosis. He had to stand for me. When he was in the car accident,
you still from
yes. It's like there are just some deeper levels to it, and I would just say work out whatever you want it to look like. You're a lawyer, and
thank you for that advice.
Yeah,
you just turned my whole perspective.
because y'all love each other real bad.